Hi, I'm Dan Bradbury, Chief Product Officer at UpGuard. Thanks for joining our first product update of 2022. Today I'll run through 5 of the features we've released in the past few months: risk assessment workflow, vendor onboarding questionnaire, bulk sending questionnaires, adding fourth-party vendors, and Slack integration. And as always, I'll give you a preview of a few of the things we're working on at the moment: portfolios, questionnaire correspondence, and Jira integration. I want to start by talking about our new risk assessment workflow. One of the most common uses of the UpGuard platform is conducting point-in-time risk assessments on vendors. And over the past quarter, we've been working hard to make this a more intuitive and streamlined process. Using our new workflow, you can start a risk assessment with the press of a button and be guided step by step through the whole process. Here's how it works. First, you choose the evidence you're basing the assessment on, including questionnaires, automated scanning results, as well as any additional evidence like SOC 2 reports. This isn't limited to evidence you collect yourself. Anything the vendor has proactively shared through our shared profile feature is available too. This can save you from having to send a questionnaire or request a report yourself. Once you've collected the evidence, the UpGuard platform automatically identifies the risks and presents them in a simple, consolidated view. You can then review them and decide which ones you want remediated and which you're happy to accept. The final step is capturing any notes or writing a more comprehensive report and setting a date for when the vendor should be reassessed. If at any point in this process you need to message the vendor, this can be done within the platform, which means no important information gets lost in email. It's easy to see when each vendor was last assessed to help prioritize your time. You get an auditable record of every assessment, including a snapshot of the evidence and risk profile at the point in time you conducted it. And the workflow is flexible enough to support everything from a quick review based on automated scanning results through to sending detailed security questionnaires and writing a comprehensive report. We see the risk assessment workflow as the central point for running an effective vendor risk management program. As we continue to refine it, we'd love to get your feedback, so please check it out and let us know what you think. The next feature I want to talk about is the vendor onboarding questionnaire. If you're part of a central cybersecurity team, you probably get requests from various other teams in your company to assess vendors they want to onboard. There's certain information you need in order to conduct your assessment. Typically things like what data the vendor will have access to and where this data will be stored. The vendor onboarding questionnaire provides an easy way for you to get this information. You configure the set of questions that need to be answered and send them to the relevant team whenever they want to onboard a new vendor. The answers are stored against the vendor's profile and can be updated over time, maintaining a full version history. We're currently piloting this feature with a couple of customers and expect to roll it out more widely soon. Another feature we've delivered this quarter is the ability to add fourth parties to your vendors. It's becoming increasingly common to keep track of the suppliers that your vendors rely on, your fourth-party vendors. We automatically detect some of these by analysing information collected through our internet scanning. It's simply not possible to uncover every fourth-party relationship in this way though. So we've now added the ability to manually add fourth parties to your vendors. You might discover these relationships in a variety of ways, including a SOC 2 report or a security questionnaire. However you find out about them, you can capture this information against the vendor's profile and build a comprehensive list of their fourth parties. This feature is now available to all customers who have fourth-party management enabled. The next feature I want to briefly mention is bulk sending of questionnaires. This is something a lot of our customers have asked for. It's particularly useful when events like the recent Log4Shell vulnerability occur, and you want to send a questionnaire to all your vendors to see which ones are exposed. Rather than sending each questionnaire individually, you can now send them all at once. And the last feature I want to mention is our new Slack integration. Last quarter, we released a Zapier integration, which provides out-of-the-box connectivity to over 3,000 apps. We're continuing to add more integration options, and this quarter we've released a native Slack integration. By connecting your Slack instance with UpGuard, you can use any of the 100+ triggers to automatically post messages into Slack. This includes things like when a risk is detected, a questionnaire is completed, or when we detect a new server running. The Slack integration is available now to all our customers. Let me now tell you about a few of the features we're working on at the moment. The first one is Portfolios, which provides a way to group the companies you're monitoring into separate lists or portfolios rather than managing them all in a single list. Why would you want to do this? Perhaps you're monitoring your key competitors and don't want these mixed in with your vendors. Or maybe you want to keep vendors you're still evaluating separate from those you're actually using. Or maybe you want to group vendors around the department that uses them and keep a list of marketing vendors separate from finance vendors and so on. This is what the Portfolios feature is all about, making it easier to manage the companies you're monitoring by structuring them into multiple separate lists. A request we've had from a few of our customers is to be able to restrict access so that not all users can see all the companies being monitored. To solve this, we're adding the ability to control access based around these portfolios. For instance, you'll be able to give a user access to your competitor's portfolio but not vendors, or your finance portfolio but not marketing. The Portfolios feature will give you more flexibility in terms of how you manage the companies you monitor. The second feature we're working on is an enhancement to Questionnaire correspondence. When you're getting a vendor to complete a security questionnaire, there's often a lot of back and forth, particularly when you're reviewing their responses. A number of years ago, we added support for capturing this correspondence within the platform. It's a widely used feature because it avoids information getting lost in emails. But if you've used it, you'll know it's not always easy to let a vendor know exactly which question or answer your message relates to. So we're adding the ability to attach these messages to specific questions. As you and your vendor message each other, the whole thread will be visible right alongside the question you attached it to. This is helpful not just because it makes it easier for your vendor to understand the context of your query, but also because when someone looks at the questionnaire in the future, it'll be easier for them to make sense of any correspondence. As well as messaging your vendors, you'll also be able to use this feature to add private messages or notes against specific questions, which will only be visible to people in your organization. This can be useful for things like capturing why a particular response is a problem or what additional controls you'd expect to see to alleviate a risk. And the last feature I'll mention today is Jira integration. When a risk is detected within UpGuard, a lot of our customers want to be able to create a task for someone within their company to investigate or remediate it. Typically, they want to push it into whatever system that team uses to manage their work. And for many of our customers, this is Jira. So we're working on a native Jira integration that makes it simple to push events from UpGuard into any Jira project. This is just the next step in improving our integration capabilities, and we'd love to hear from you if there are other systems you'd like integrated into the platform. So that gives you a taste of a few of the features we're working on at the moment. You can talk to our customer success team to hear about our full product roadmap. And let me finish with a quick recap. Over the last quarter, we've added a bunch of great new features, and today I talked about 5 of these: the new risk assessment workflow, vendor onboarding questionnaire, adding fourth-party vendors, bulk sending questionnaires, and Slack integration. There's a lot of great stuff in the pipeline, including portfolios, questionnaire correspondence, and Jira integration. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and please let us know if you have any questions.